Hello everyone and welcome back to RF&P Productions. What you're looking at here is the CSX Rice Yard in Waycross, Georgia, located in the southeastern portion of the state. This is one of CSX's largest hubs in its entire system, and I'm sure you can see why. What you're looking at in front of you is a 64-track classification yard, and at the top of it is the hump in CSX's Rice Yard. So essentially how the hump functions here at the bottom of the screen is a train is shoved up the hump, which is uphill, and a carman, which you can actually see walking along in the bottom of the screen, is in charge of uncoupling the cars as they get to the top of the hill, and then gravity takes over, taking them down the hill, where switches are automatically set for them to go to one of 64 tracks. Each is designated to a different train. That's right, and on the left you can see a set of road locomotives moving along. They are likely coming from or going to the power ladder, which is just off screen. The power ladder is a location where road locomotives are stored while they're not being used temporarily. A little bit closer than that is a dead line, which is a line of locomotives that the railroad is just not using in general. These are older locomotives that the railroad has no use for, and they're either waiting to be sold, scrapped, moved around to a different major yard such as this one, something along those lines. Like Zach said, in the center of the screen is the massive 64-track classification yard with the hump sending cars down towards it in the bottom center of the screen. You've got the Rice Yard A Tower building off on the right over there, which is where the A Tower dispatcher for the yard, who controls a lot of the operations, sits and can look out all sides of the building to see what they need to see. And on the right-hand side, you've got the North Forwarding Yard, which is where a lot of the trains for the Fitzgerald subdivision and the Jessup North subdivision are built and prepared to be sent out. Yep, you can see cars gliding down the hump right now. They can go in sets of 1, sets of 2, and up to sets of 3. But they usually don't do more than 3. If anyone knows why that is, let us know down below, but they usually do not send cars over in sets of more than 3. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. We hope you enjoyed those few minutes of gentle, relaxing hump operations. This is a view of one of those deadlines we were talking about earlier. These are locomotives that the railroad used to use, some of them more recently than others, but for one reason or another, they have taken them out of service and stored them here temporarily until a new buyer comes along or they decide to scrap the locomotives. We've got some GP38-2s. We've got an SD70 AC right there in front of us, some GP40-2s. Further down the line are some CW40-8s. There's a road slug right across the screen there. Just all kinds of locomotives that the railroad used to use, but does not anymore. You even see a DC Gevo right here that looks like it has some fire damage on the top of the locomotive, which goes to show that some locomotives are just beyond repair, and that's why they eventually find themselves in a deadline. It even still has the horn on it, which is very interesting, because as you can tell with a lot of the other locomotives in these deadlines, their horns have been removed and likely given to other locomotives that actually need them because they're still being used in active service. There is the other unfortunate possibility that horns have been stolen off of these locomotives. I will say that Rice Yard is a highly protected and secure facility from all sides. It's even hard to get a drone over the yard, but rail fans and trespassers alike are very creative, and if they set their sights on a horn that they want to steal off a locomotive, they will find a way. What I find really interesting about this area in here is that they do have what seems to be mixed tracks. Some of them do have locomotives still in service on them, and some of them clearly do not, with locomotives that do have caps over the exhausts. But you can even see in the top of the screen right now there's an office car special locomotive, CSX number 3. I'm pretty sure the OCS just ran without CSX number 3, so it's possible that has some sort of maintenance issues with it, but we'll tilt back down here and take a look at the end of this deadline, and then transition over here to the other side of the bowl where we see the trim jobs. So you have hump jobs on the complete opposite side of the yard, shoving the tracks over the hump. And then on this side of the hump, you have trim jobs, which essentially take tracks of cars out of the bowl and help them on their way to the forwarding yard, which is where outbound trains are eventually built and sent on their merry way. In the bottom of the screen, you can see a trim set that is pulled up past where our drone is sitting, and then there's another trim set approaching. You'll see the one on the left start moving backwards pretty soon here, and we get a nice little seesaw meet of these two trim jobs, and then we've got a couple locomotives sitting off to the side as well, not being used at the moment. Not too sure how we managed to get the drone in the perfect place at the perfect time to catch that, but I'm absolutely not complaining. I thank you guys for watching the video today. Myself and Gabe really enjoyed filming this one. Waycross is one of our favorite places to go, and we will certainly be back in the very near future. If you like this narration content, let us know down below. We really enjoyed filming the video and recording our audio and explaining to you guys what's going on here. So if you want more of this content, let us know, and we will be happy to oblige. As for now, this is RF&P Productions, and we will see you all later.